we are going to load the data into dimensions and facts, on how we used to pull the data from source system to our destination tables and all. It might be a stage, or else it might be any dimensions or fact. Okay, so today we will see, let's open this session. Some transformation. We'll start with some transformations, like how we are going to apply transformations on top of source data while loading the data into our destination tables generally. So let me open any package. One second. So we have different items for control flow, and we have different items for data flow. Okay. Okay. See, these are the different items for data flow, and these are the different items for control flow. Okay. Control flow means like which will control the flow of the execution. Let us say source to some stage tables, or else any other table. Okay. After that we are going to load the data. So after that we are going to load the facts. Okay. So this is nothing but the flow of execution. Okay. So this will come under control flow. Okay. Data flow means how the data is going to flow. Let us say that here, if you observe here, control flow, that means from source to destination table we are loading the data. Okay, this is what the first step. Okay, step 1. After that we are loading the data into dimensions. This is what the second step. Okay, after that we are loading the data into third step. Okay, so in 3 steps we are loading the data into our destination tables. Okay, so that is what nothing but the control flow. Data flow is nothing but how the data is going to flow from source to destination. Okay, so source to destination. Source to stage tables, you are loading the data, right? So here you need to observe one thing, like we don't have one source and one destinations, right? So in real time, like we will have multiple sources and multiple destinations. Okay, so for all those things, like what we can do is we can create a package. First step, create a package. Okay, after that, in general, create connections. Okay, in third step you will take data flow task or any other relevant task. Okay, so as of now we are discussing about data flow, right? So assume like we are going to take data flow task. Instead of that we will take source, destination, components. Okay, so once you create one package, okay, you will create multiple connections. Okay, so let us say I mean like you are having nearly 5 source tables. Okay, 5 source tables are all are not coming from a single source. Assume like you are getting all these tables from different sources. Okay, one might be Oracle. Okay, Oracle production. Assume like in source system also they are having different environments. Okay, Oracle, and one might be some Oracle dev. Okay, one might be some plot files. Okay, one might be some Excel sheet. Okay, so you need to create all these connections. Okay, all these connections in your package. Okay, so data flow means like you are having 5 source tables, right? So for first source table, assume like first thing is source 1. Okay, for source 1 to target 1, you need to load the data. So that means this is what the data flow. Okay, from one source to one destination, the data will flow. Similarly, like you can take one more source and then one more destination and you can load the data. Likewise, you can create number of tasks like this instead of one data flow task. Okay, but this is not the advisable thing, but you can do it, but this is not the advisable thing in real time. Okay, so let me delete this. For time being, just remember control flow means which will controls the flow of execution. Okay, so we are telling like you need to load the dimensions first and then you need to load the facts next, right? So that is nothing but the controlling the flow of execution. Load dimensions first and then facts. So when we are talking about load dimensions first we will have multiple dimensions. Okay, to load all those dimensions we will take different data flow tasks and then we will load the data like this. That means the data will flow from source to destination like this. Okay, so that is nothing but the data flow. So for control flow, to have the control on the flow of execution, we used to have all these kind of tasks, many tasks. Okay, so as of now we are discussing about the two tasks. One is nothing but the data flow task and another one is nothing but the execute SQL task. So if you observe here, so this is what the flow, control flow. Okay, flow of execution. That means first you need to execute this one, then you need to go here. Likewise, that means we are controlling the flow by specifying some dependency in between the tasks. Okay, data flow means like open the data flow. This is what the data flow. How the data will flow from one source to one destination, like that. Okay, so if you observe here under data flow tab, you will have a multiple tasks. Okay, so we should not call them as tasks, we should call them as transformations. Okay, instead of the data flow we will have transformations. Control the flow of execution. Okay, different tasks, you should remember this. You will have different tasks. Data flow, apply on data. Okay, so we will start looking into the data flow I mean items under data flow tab, which are nothing but the transformations. Okay, so let's create one more package. So let me copy this package. Okay, so to copy an existing package, straight away you can just select that particular package and press Ctrl C and Ctrl V, copy paste. Okay, or else straight away you can go here, right click on the package, copy, and then here you can paste it. Right click on the exercise packages folder and then you can paste it. Okay, so open this. Let me rename this package to a meaningful thing. Transformations. Okay, so I'm removing the existing content. Let me connect to SSMS to check what are the tables that we are having, and so that we can apply some uh, transformations on top of them. On the training database we have all these tables, right? So let us see. um, with 3 records. Okay, so assume like, okay, so I'm running my business and I'm getting sources from different locations. Assume like we are having a Walmart business. Okay, so in Walmart business they are having multiple branches. From each branch they will have some transactional information. Okay, so we need to load the data, we need to get the data from all the branches, okay, as source, and then load the data into our destination. Okay, so if they ask you to create a package to load their data, okay, so before uh, I mean like before asking you to load the data, they will split the data based on the subject areas. Okay, subject area is nothing but, let us say, since it is a sales business, okay, that means it will contain some transactional information. So each transaction will contain a date information, okay, some product information, okay, and some cost, not cost, some customer information, okay, and branch information, okay, and what we can say, some discounts information, okay, and what else we can, geographical information. So and we will have many more things like some sales information, okay. So likewise we will have all these information in one transaction. Okay, so whoever the architect or also coordinators who will interact with the customers, okay, so what they will ask you, what they will do is they will understand the flow of their business first. So based on that, end of the day, what you are going to do, you need to load the data into, you need to divide the data into dimensions and facts and load. But as a MSBI developer, you are not supposed to decide what is a fact and what is a dimension and all. So that and all will be decided by the architect or else coordinators who is interacting with the customer, or else from the customer end people, whoever is working as a technical resource from the customer end, they will decide these are the facts we need, or else these are the fact tables we need, or else these are the dimension tables we need as for our business. So please create all these things from the source tables and then load the data. Okay, so once they ask like that, architect or else whoever on-site coordinators used to work with the customer side, I mean like with the client people, they will create all the structures and all. Okay, even sometimes like they will suggest the what we can say subject areas. Okay, different subject areas, like what are the different dimensions that you need to create. Okay, here if you observe what are the different dimensions, generally product dimension, customer dimension, branch dimension, okay, some geographical dimension. Okay, likewise you can create. And what are the different facts, okay, that we need to have in our data warehouse. Okay, so fact is nothing but it's not like only one measure. Fact is nothing but the one table, fact table. Okay, so let us say if you see any insurance business. Okay, so I will give you one example in real time. If you take any insurance thing, okay, so we can have different subject areas. What are the subject areas means? Insurance is nothing but like you are going to pay whatever the product you have purchased. Okay, let us say you have you purchased one fridge, okay, from Whirlpool fridge. One Whirlpool fridge you have purchased. So at the time of purchase, they will cost you something on behalf of insurance for that particular product, in the means of like warranty. Okay, so whenever you face any kind of issue with that particular product, you used to call to the customer care or else service desk, okay, and raise a complaint, which is nothing but the claim. Okay, you used to raise the complaint. Once you raise the complaint, they will record that particular complaint and they will send an executive to your home, okay, to check that particular product. Okay, so executive will come to your home and he will look at the product and he will do some kind of repair. If it is a minor repair, he will do, or else if it is any kind of product, I mean like part kind of replacement. Okay, so if it is a minor thing, just he will replace it, or else he will raise the uh, request to the concerned department or else concerned branch. Once that get approved, he will replace that part. Okay, which is nothing but the dispatching the service. Okay, so once after completing the dispatching, okay, so he will give you some he'll ask you for some feedback, or else the branch from the branch itself, like you will get some feedback call about their service with some questionnaire. Okay, so which is nothing but the survey. Okay, so in this particular format, they used to generally from a particular branch, for daily they used to do some kind of jobs. Okay, they will get nearly I mean like around 100 calls per day or else 1000 calls per day. Okay, for each and every call they will receive the call, and for each and every problem they will schedule a service job. Okay, I will send my customer executive to do a particular service for your product. They will tell like this, and they will send the executive, which is nothing but the service job. Okay, or else if you are calling to the customer care and you are asking for the any kind of service, so which is nothing but the service orders. Okay, so in general, for an insurance domain, or else if you are working for an insurance company, they will divide that. They can divide subject areas like this: how many claims I got for a week, or else how many claims we got for a month. Okay, or else how many claims I got from a particular branch in a particular period. Okay, so how many dispatches I have done? Nearly I got 100, nearly 100 claims has been recorded. Out of that, how many are solved? Okay, or else once after dispatching the thing, for like 100 dispatches, I have issued 100 survey forms. Out of that, how many survey forms are returned? Okay, customer need to fill the survey form and he need to submit to the particular, concerned branch. Okay, so I have issued 100 forms. Out of that, uh, how many I got returned back? Okay, or else once after purchasing the product, sometimes uh, for how many service jobs I have sent on executives. Okay, or else how many service orders I got. Let us say once after you purchasing the product, if you feel like your warranty period is going to expire, then you will ask for a service. Okay, to utilize that particular warranty period, you will ask for a service. So which is nothing but servicing order. Okay, you are requesting for a servicing. That means which is nothing but from your end you are raising an order for a service. Okay, how many service orders I got? So likewise, to analysis all those things, they will decide the subject areas. Okay, similarly in sales also, like they will get such a kind of they will decide such a kind of subject areas as a facts. Okay, so once after they decide the what are the different dimensions and what are the different facts that we need to have. So they will what we call, they will prepare one requirement document, business requirement document. Okay, so inside of the business requirement document, BRD, business requirement document. Okay, in that business requirement document, what they will keep is who prepared that business requirement document and what is the version of that particular document. Let us say it is a fresh requirement and newly they are preparing the requirements. So in that case, they will prepare the version like some 1.0, something like that, some code. Okay, and inside of that, what they will keep is what are the dimensions, dimension name, dimension name, some customer dimension. Okay, and suggestible table name, destination table name, into which table you need to load the data. They will suggest the table name also, maximum cases. Okay, assume like dim customer. Okay, and what is the source for that particular dimension? They will give you some source table name from the what we call source system, or else some cases they will straight away they will give some select query. Okay, table name or else some query. Okay, so you need to use that particular source query or else the particular table name which they are suggesting. Okay, so once if they specify any query, that means indirectly they are suggesting the columns as well. Okay, query in the sense like query, definitely query will contain some list of columns. You can get only the particular list of columns into your dimension table. Okay, if they are suggesting some table name, okay, inside of the table name, apart from the customer information, you may have other information as well. But all what you need to load into dimension customer means you need to load only customer information. So in that case, you need to pick the columns which are relevant to the customer. Customer information in the sense like customer name, okay, customer email address, customer phone number, okay, customer location, something like that. Okay, these are the basic information about the customer. So likewise, you need to pick up some columns from the table. Okay, if they are given any query, then no need to bother about the columns. Okay, indirectly they are telling us like pull only these columns into your destination table. So based on that, you need to build the destination table. So how to build the destination table? Let us say for a destination table, definitely you will have one primary key. Okay, so assume like we are going to create one dimension table. Create dim customer. Okay, so here you need to have some column names. So first thing is you need to have one primary key. Okay, so for primary key, assume like I am giving as customer id, okay, which is nothing but the type integer, and I will give as identity 1 comma 1. Okay, so which is nothing but every time it will start with customer id will start with 1. Okay, and every time it will be increment by 1. Okay, let us say for a customer, for first customer it will assign an id 1, next customer it will assign an id 2, next customer it will assign id 3. So something like that, it will automatically assign ids for that particular column, which is nothing but the which will act as a primary key. What is the meaning of primary key? Means it should be unique and it should not be null. Okay, so if you keep the identity like this, then it will fulfill the primary key objectives. Okay, so likewise you will give one id column, customer id, and customer name, some data type of around 50 characters. Okay, customer phone, phone number, obviously integers only, numbers only, right? So customer email, it may contain numerics, special characters like that. I assume like you're having 40. So likewise, whatever the columns they want extra, you can keep all those columns. Okay, so likewise you need to create the dimension table like this. Maximum cases developer needs to build the dimension structure. Okay, in some cases only they will suggest the structures also, and the column names also they will suggest. 90% the developer needs to create the dimension table or whatever the fact table they are asking. But in the source query itself, they will suggest the columns, or else whatever the table name, from which table name you need to pick the data, or else what are the columns you need to have in your destination table. All those things they will specify in the source query. Okay, so once this table structure is ready, you need to load the data. Assume like now you are having multiple sources. Okay, since I am having multiple branches, okay, from each and every branch I am getting customer data. Okay, so all what you need to do is you should not maintain a separate table. Okay, it's not mandatory. Like customer ask you, all the customer data should be in one table. Okay, so irrespective of branch, you need to load all the customer data into one particular table, which is nothing but the dimension customer. So in that case, what you need to do is you need to create a different connection from all the source tables, and then you need to take different sources and you need to load the data into one particular table. Okay, so loading the data in the sense like you will take one data flow task. Okay, so instead of the data flow task, what you will take? You will take one source table and one destination table like this. Okay, so you need to configure the source component. I assume like this is what my source 1. Okay, 3 columns, loading the data into destination. Go to the mappings, check all the columns are mapped perfectly or not, click on OK, and then click on save, execute it. End of the day, data will come from one source to destination. Starting executing. Okay, so data has been loaded from one source to destination. But your requirement is to load data from multiple sources. So in that case, what you need to do? You need to take, assume like you are having 2 branches. Okay, so this is for one branch. Okay, I will take this. I will rename this component as branch 1. So now I am going to take one more source component which is for branch 2. Okay, so now I have taken one more source component for second branch, and I am taking the second source branch table. Assume like this is also the same for branch 2. Okay, so you need to load the data into one destination table, right? So see, it won't take. Okay, so into one destination table, if you want to load the data from different sources, okay, you should not give like that. But my requirement is to load the data into one table. Okay, from different sources, I want to load the data into one destination. So for this purpose, we have one transformation in our SSIS. Okay, so which is nothing but merge transformation. In SSIS toolbox, in the data flow tab, you can see all the transformations. Okay, so where you can see all the transformations means in SSIS toolbox. Under SSIS toolbox, you can see common, other transformations, favorite, something like that. Okay, so nothing to worry, all are transformations only, other transformations, common transformations in the sense like which will be used by, for frequent transformation that will be used by an MSB developer. Okay, other transformation means like this will be used by either an MSBI developer or else a SQL Server DBA or some other different purposes. Okay, so this is not, this SSIS tool is not meant for only for MSBI people. Okay, this will be used by some other people like Oracle, not Oracle, SQL Server DBS also. Okay, so they used to build some packages to check their logs and all, something like database related issues. Okay, so forget about that. So here you can see the merge transformation. The transformation name is merge. Okay, just select that merge and then drag to your workspace. Okay, so now earlier I have created this connection, right? Just remove this. Okay, so keep the match in between source and destination. Okay, select that first branch, take that particular connection to merge transformation. Okay, so if you observe here, merge transformation symbol itself, you can see it is getting something from different ways, 2 ways, and then loading into 1 way. Okay, so here what is our intention? We are having 2 things. Okay, two sources and loading the data into merge first. Okay, so here which output you want to select? This is what the source output which it will throw out, and then what is the input you want to? Merge input 1, merge input 2. Let us say assume like it's merge input 1. Okay, click on OK. You can select any of them, merge input 1 or else merge input 2. Okay, and then select the branch to place it over here. Okay, so once after placing, that means like it, the error mark, whatever the error mark it is having earlier, let me remove this one more time. Okay, now merge is free now. Okay, take the merge. Now it is showing some error mark. Why? Because it is not configured properly. That's why it is showing error mark, even the destination also. Now select the branch one information and place over here, and select any input, merge input or merge input one, whatever the thing it might be. Okay, one, and place the second over here. But still it is showing some error mark. If you place the cursor on error mark, it is showing like merge input must be sorted. Okay, so what you need to remember is merge transformation. Okay, so you need to keep remember some points. Merge transformation will always accept sorted input only. Okay, so we don't know in branch 1, okay, whatever the source we are using in branch 1 component, that is not sorted. Okay, so but merge will accept only sorted information. Sorting, that means based on some ID, let us say it is a employee ID. Okay, based on employee ID you need to sort, it might be either ascending or descending. Okay, any order you need to sort the information. To have the sorted information, to sort the information, we have one transformation called sorting, sort transformation. Take the sort transformation into your workspace and then give the data to sort first. Okay, from source component to give the data to sort. Ask that sort transformation, sort the data based on employee ID. Okay, so it is empty. We haven't specified anything based on which column you want to sort. You may have multiple columns. Okay, so based on which column you want to sort the information. Since employee ID is a primary key, I feel like it's a primary key. Since employee ID will be unique. In maximum cases, employee ID will be unique. Employee ID won't repeat. Okay, you won't give any one ID for multiple employees. Okay, so in that case, like employee ID is a unique ID. So I am selecting employee ID and click on OK. Okay, and for branch 2 also you need to sort the information. Take one more sort and then give that information also for the second sort, and then sort that particular information based on employee ID. Now these two informations, this is what one information, branch 1 data, this is what branch 2 data. Both we have sorted using sorting transformation, and then this sorted information you need to pass to merge transformation. Okay, once you place the cursor from transformation to merge, it will automatically open one window, input and output selection. So what is the input? I want to give this one as a merge input one, select and then pass these to here. See, automatically that error mark gone disappeared. Okay, now this merge is having sorted information from branch 1 and sorted information from branch 2. Okay, now you need to populate the data from merge to your destination. Okay, place the cursor on the destination and load the data. Every time I am creating a new table for a better understanding, don't confuse. Employee 26. Okay, Now you can execute your package, save the package and then execute F5. See, from branch 1 you are getting 3 rows, from branch 2 you are getting 3 rows. Okay, this input is populating to sort transformation, and here the data is being sorted. Again from this is populating to sort transformation, here also it is sorting, and we are passing both the outputs to merge transformation as an input. Okay, here you are merging the data and loading the data into destination. From branch 1 you are getting 3 rows, and branch 2 you are getting 3 rows. Finally 6 rows are loading into your destination. Okay, so likewise you can add one more branch if you want. Okay, let us say I have two branches, that's why I have added two components. You may have multiple branches around 3 4 or else 5 branches or else 10 branches or 20 branches. Okay, for each and every branch you will have one component, and you need to sort the data, and you need to load the data to merge, and then finally you will give that to destination. Okay, so here we have one more thing. Okay, to do all these kind of operation, this entire operation we can do using one more transformation. Let us see, creating one more package. Okay, so here we have loaded multiple sources data using merge transformation. Okay, so if you want to add one more transformation, sorry, one more source. One second. Yes. So assume like you are having one more branch. So in that case, what you are going to do? You need to take one more source component. Okay. So configure the source component, and then take one more sort transformation, pass the data to sort transformation, and sort the data based on one ID, and then load the data to match. But here you need to observe one thing, means merge will accept only two inputs at a time. Okay, merge will accept only two inputs. This is what one input and this is what two inputs. Okay, so that means this merge occupation is over, but you are going to give one more input to the merge transformation, but it won't accept. But now how to do? In that case you can do one thing, like take one more merge. Okay, pass this input to this match, this one as merge input, and whatever the output coming from the merge transformation, okay, pass this one as input to this match. Okay, and finally pass the output to destination. Okay, so you got it right. Merge will accept only two inputs at a time, and merge will accept only sorted information. It won't accept unsorted information. Okay, so that's why we are populating sorted information to the merge. We are sorting the data before passing to merge transformation. So if you have three branches, okay, if you have two branches, there is no question. Like you can, one merge transformation is enough. But you are having more than two branches. Assume like you are having three branches here. So in that case, for first two branches data, we are sorting and loading to merge transformation. And for third branch, you are taking one sort transformation and that transformation, that sorted information loading into merge, and the first merge information you are passing as input to the second merge, and then finally you are loading the data into destination. Execute this. Okay, three rows. Merge is accepting 3 plus 3 6 rows. Here it is getting 3 rows. These 3 rows it is passing as input 1, and this is as input 2. Finally it is loading 9 rows. Okay, so seems like it is pretty much hectic in real time. Why? Because every time you need to take the sort transformation and pass the information to merge. Okay, if you have multiple branches, then again you need to look for another match and then do something and then finally loading the data. Okay, so which will occupy more transformation in my package. Okay, whenever you are having more and more transformation, obviously it will take more time to evaluate data from each and every transformation. Okay, so end of the day, whenever you are building any package in real time, you need to keep in mind that that package should execute with lesser time. It should occupy less time. Okay, the execution time should be as less as possible. Okay, you should keep in mind and load the data properly. Okay, so ETL means like extracting, transforming and loading the data. Okay, so this part, this entire package, we call them as ETLs. Okay, when we are building ETLs, okay, you should keep in mind like that ETL should take as less as possible. The time should be as less as possible. Okay, so you should keep that in mind and then prepare the packages. So if you see here, sorted transformation. Okay, sorting transformation in real time, this sorting transformation will take more time. Why? Because assume like in one source table you are having millions of records. Okay, and for each, and the table is having nearly 100 columns or else 200 columns. Okay, 200 columns and millions of rows. So in that case, if you apply sort transformation on a particular column, obviously it will take more time to sort all the data. Okay, that means it will eat up all the execution time. So instead of that, you can use one other transformation. Let us see. I'm just copying this data flow task. Copy. Okay, so I don't want to execute this for now. For that purpose, I am just disabling this. If you don't want to execute this particular data flow task, what you can do is right click on the data flow task. Okay, so now this is the state of data flow task. I don't want to execute this data flow task now. In that case, just right click on that and go for disable. Then this data flow task won't execute. If you click on execute, it won't execute this particular data flow task. Okay, I don't want to delete this, but I want to have in my package. Okay, so I'm just keeping this aside, and then now I am doing some changes on top of this data flow task. So to achieve all this operation, we have other transformation. Let us see. That transformation is called union all transformation. Okay, so union all transformation. What you can do is, see, merge transformation symbol is also same as union all transformation. Okay, so this is also taking the inputs from multiple and then loading the data into one. But merge will accept input only two inputs at a time. Coming to union null, let us see. Input the transformation, input the data to union null, input the data to union null. See, if you observe here, it is not bothering about sorting the data. Earlier, you are trying to, if you take merge transformation here and you are trying to give connection between sources without sorted transformation, it was not accepted. Why? Because merge will accept only sorted data. But in case of union null, it's not like that. It will accept any kind of data. It might be sorted or unsorted information also. And I will take this input also to union null. See the magic. Merge will accept only two inputs at a time, but union null will accept n number of inputs at a time. Okay, so from union null, you can load the data into your destination. Save this and execute this. If you observe here, this data flow task I have disabled. Now this data flow task is enabled. See, this is not executed. Only this thing has been executed. Open this. Very bad. Seems like some issue with the package has been corrupted. See, it will accept three sources. It is accepting here three sources and populating data into one destination. Okay, so that means like union all will accept. Hello, hello Saujanya. Okay, like I'm not able to hear you. Okay, so union all transformation will accept sorted or unsorted information. Second thing, it will accept it will accept n number of inputs at a time. Okay, so if you are MSB developer, this will be the entry question. What are the differences between the major differences between merge and union all transformation? Okay, so merge will also do the same, union all also will do the same, but what are the differences? Key differences means like merge will accept only two inputs at a time, and it will accept only sorted data. Coming to union transformation, it will accept either sorted or unsorted transformation, and it will accept any number of inputs at a time. Okay, for example, this is what the package. Here earlier we took two sources for the match, and then for third source we have created one more sorted transformation and merge transformation and loaded the data into destination. Okay, so this is what the key differences for merge and union transformation. Okay, so this will be like in real time you may need to load a data from multiple sources into one table. Okay, so in that case you can use this. Okay, so you are not applying any kind, you are not doing any kind of data manipulation over here. Whatever the data, for union null always should have same number of columns and data types. Data types should match. Okay, but for the columns you may or may not have. Let us say in this particular data source you are having 10 columns, here 8 columns, and here 9 columns. If you open the union all transformation, okay, so end of the day it is picking output column name, okay, based on the available input column names. Okay, employee ID, employee name, like this. This is also input 2 and input 3. Okay, for example, in input 1 you are having 4 columns, and input 2 you are having 3 columns, and input 3 you are having 4 columns. In that case, input 2 will be keep as a ignore. Okay, so it will be empty. But whatever the data from input 1 and input 3, it will loaded. This will be empty. Okay, so it's not mandatory like it should have similar columns, or else but data types should match. Whatever the data types you are having for employee ID, it should match, and name you should match, otherwise it will throw the error. Okay, so just have a hands on this. You try with different data types. Okay, and then having a different number of columns. Okay, have a hands on, and then let me know like if you face any issues. Okay, so the major usage is like, if you want to load the data from multiple sources at a time, you can do this. And here you are not applying any kind of what we can say, you are not doing any kind of data manipulations. Simply you are dumping the data from source to destination. Okay, we are having some other transformations to do some kind of operations on uh, a source data before loading into destination. So that and all we will see in next class. Okay, so I will keep this